All right, Shalom, we're back. We're going to go into the Hebrew for the second half, 20th chapter, and then we'll read it in the English. Just a little bit more. So it starts off Waya the bar. All right, so this is Numbers 21 in the Hebrew. Waya the bar Yahweh al Mashal Amar, verse 2. Tazawa ath bunyam Yasha'ala wa Martha Alham ath Quara Bunya Lakamya La Asha Rayak Naya Kakai. What is that? Naya Kakaya Fasha Marwa Lahakwa Rayab Layab Bama Wa Aidwa, verse 3. Wa Amartha Laham Za Shah Ashara Thakwara Yabwa Layahawa Kabashim Bunyam Shana Thama Yamum Shunyam Laya Wum Alham Alha Salak Ilah Thumyad, verse 4. Ath Hakabash Akad Tha'aishar Baba Kor Wa Ath Hakabash Hashanya Tha'aishar Bunyam Salak Bunya Salak Bayan Ha'ai Rabiam, verse 5. Wa Aisha Yaryath Ha'aya Paul Salath Lamana Ka Balawa Law Bashaman Kathayath Rabba Ya'ith Haha Yun, verse 6. Ilath Thumyad Ha'aisha Ya Bahar Sayaryan Salak Sayanya Lara Yak Naya Kak Salak Naya Kaka Asha Laihawa, verse 7. Wana Sakwa Rabaya Aith Hahayan Lakabash Ha'akad Bakwadash Hasak Nasak Shakar Layahawa, verse 8. Wa'ath Hakabash Hashanya Tha'aisha Bunyan Ha'ai Rabiam Kama Nakath Habakor Wakana Sakwa Tha'aisha Asha Rayak Nayakaka Layahawa, verse 9. Wabaya Wum Hasha Bath Shanya Kashabiam Bunyam Shana Thama Yamum Wa Shanya Aisharanyam Salath Manaka Balawala Bashanan Salat Bashaman Wana Sakwa, verse 10. Ilath Shabbath Basha Bathwa Il Ilath Ha Thumyad Wana Sakah, verse 11. Wabara Asha Kadashakam Thakwara Yabwa Ilah Layahawa Paryam Bunyam Bakur Shunyam Wa Yal Akad Kabashim Bunyam Shana Shaba'ai Thama Yamum, verse 12. Washala Shah Aisha Ranyam Salath Manakar Balawala Basha Man Lapar Ha'akad Washanya Aisha Ranyam Salath Manaka Balawala Bashaman La'a Yol Ha'akad, verse 13. Wa Aisha Run Aisharwan Salath Manaka Balawala Basha Man Laka Bash Ha'akad Ilah Rayak Nayakaka Asha Layahawa, verse 14. Wana Sakyaham Kazatazia Hayayan Haya Salak Haya Ya No Yahaya Lapar Washala Yashath Hahayan La'a Yo Waraba Ya'aith Hahayan Lakabash Yayan Za'ath What's Yayan, wine. Za'ath, Ilath, Kadash, Baka Dashwa, Laka Dasha, Hashanah, verse 15. Hashanah. What is that? The year. Shana, or the year. 15. Washa Ayar, Izium, Akad, Laka Ta'ath, La Yahawa, Ayel, Ailath, Hathamyad, Yaish, Salat, Yaisha, Wana Sakwa, verse 16. Wabaka Dash, Hara Ashwan, Ba'ara Ba'aya, Aishara, Yawum, Laka Dash, Pasak, Layahawa. Verse 17. Wabaka Mashah, Aishara, Yawum, Lakadash, Hazak, Kag, Shaba, Aith, Yawumyum, Matazawath, Ya'akal. Right. Verse 18. Bayawum, Hara, Ashwan, Makwara, Kwadash, Ko, Mala'akath, Iba Da, La'a, the Aishwa, verse 19. Wahakwa Raptham, Ashah, Allah, Layahawa, Paryam, Bunyam, Bakur, Shunyam, Wa'ayol, Akad, Washaba'ay, Kabashim, Bunyam, Shana, Thama Yamum, Yahayawa, Lakam, verse 20. Wamana Katham, Salath, Bala Wala, Bashaman, Shalasha, Aisha, Runyam, Lapar, Washunya, Aisha, Runyam, La'ayol, Tha'aishwa, verse 21. Sharwan, Tha'aishah, Lakabo, so Lakabash, Ha'akad, Lashaba'aith, Hakabashwan, so Hakabashyam, verse 22. Washa Ayar, Kata'ath, Akad, Lakapar, Aliakam, verse 23. Malabad, Ailath, Habakur, Asherah, La'ailath, Hathamyad, Tha'aishwa, Ath, Olha, verse 24. Ka'olha, Tha'aishwa, Layawum, Shaba'aith, Yawumyum, Lakam, Ashar, Rayak, Nayaka, Layahawa, Ayel, Iwalath, Hathamyad, Ya'aishah, Wana Sakwa, verse 27. Wait, what is that? 25, Khan. 25. Wabaya Wum, Hashaba Yaya, Makwara, Kodash, Yahya, Lakam, Malakath, Abadar, La'a, Tha'aishwa, verse 26. Waba Yawum, Habaka Warium, Bahakwara Yabkam, Manaka, Kada Shah, Layahawa, Bashaba Aithyakam, Makwara, Kwadash Yahaya, Lakam Ko, Malakath, Iba Da La'a, Tha'aishwa, verse 27. Wahakwa Rabtham, Iwala, Larayak, Nayakaka, Laihawa, Payam, Bunyam, Bakur, Shunyam, Yo, Akad, Shaba I, Kaba, Kabashim, Bunyam, Shana. Verse 28. Wamana Kathma, Lath, Balawala, Basha Mun, Shalasha, Aisha, Runyam, Lapar, Ha'akad, Shunya, Aisha, Runyam, La'ayol, Ha'akad, verse 29. Aisharwan, Lakabash, Ha'akad, Lashaba'aith, Bashim, verse 30. Sha'ayar, Izium, Akkad, Lakapar, Aliakum, verse 31, last verse. Malabad, Ilath, Hathumyad, Wamana Kathwa, Tha'ishwa, Lamaya Mum, Yahayawa, Lakam, Wana Sakyaham. Friends. All right. So now we're going to go into the English. So Numbers, the 28th chapter, leading on into Numbers, the 29th chapter, deals with the offerings that's made on holy days. From the holy days to the high holy days. Right? The Sabbath days, new moons, and then the ceremonial days goes into the offers that the Most High wants to be offered on each day or event. So this is Numbers 28:1. So the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel and say unto them, my offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire, for a sweet savor unto me, shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season. Right? So the Most High is now commanding Moses to command the priests that the offerings that he wants on these days are going to be pretty much instructed by him on how he wants Israel to offer a sweet savor made by fire unto him. Right? It wasn't going to be of our own accord, or the priests were going to go and do their own type sacrifices based on their own will, but it had to be according to the Most High. Right. So that's what we're reading. Right? So he's going to give us the special type offerings that he wants on each day. So verse 3, and thou shalt say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Lord. 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. Right? So this is going to be your daily offerings throughout the normal days. You're going to offer 2 lambs within the first year, not under a year, not like what they do with veal or anything like that, that is real tender, a couple months or 6 months, whatever. It has to have gone through a whole full year, finished nursing and everything. Those lambs are what is supposed to be made by an offering. That's why you always see the Most High says of the first year, right? It has to be within that first year, and that was what was going to be offered daily. Yeah, Zakar.
Now the time has changed, but you know they don't do this no more.
Right.
You told me this before. What we do now, because we don't sacrifice now.
Right, we don't do any sacrifices.
So we sit here. I mean, saying it's cool to read, pray, and the Sabbath days we
Romans 12.
Romans 12.
Right. We still do sacrifices, not the sacrifices like that.
Romans 12.
Go to Romans 12.
I was trying to put on everything.
Oh, you heard what you said? Say it again, please, man.
To offer ourselves as a sacrifice.
If we want Romans 12?
Go Romans 12.
Okay. Check it out. I probably got it highlighted already. Romans 12. What verse?
First verse.
I beseech your son. I beseech you, therefore, brother, by the mercy of God, that ye present your body a living sacrifice, holy, accepted to God, which is your reasonable service.
Right. So it says that now it was a lamb before.
Right.
Right. Now it says that we present ourselves as a sweet savor before the Most High, which is our reasonable service. Right. So the sacrifices that was done before that we're reading now in Numbers 28 took upon a different meaning. Now we're those things. Same way how the lamb was a sacrificial offering in the past, Christ became that offering. Right. So now we have become the offering to the Most High. Go to 2 Corinthians 2nd chapter.
Okay, thank you. 2:2. It says
2 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, and the 15th verse.
Who was the first one?
Romans 12:1. So in 2 Corinthians 2:15, it says, "For we are unto God a sweet savor of Christ, and them that are saved and in them that perish," right? So now we, the apostles, that's what we're speaking back then, we become a sweet savor unto the Most High. We become that offering, giving our lives, or sacrificing ourselves to go and do the duty or the service for Israel by way of the will of the Most High, right? So we don't do the physical sacrifices anymore. We are now doing the spiritual sacrifices in our physical body. All right. All right. So let's go back to Numbers 28.
Thank you. 28.
So we have verse, I'm gonna read 3 again. "And thou shalt say unto them, This is the offering made by fire which ye shall offer unto the Lord, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. The one lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at even, and a 10th part of an ephah of flour for a meat offering, mingled with the 4th part of an hin of beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering which was ordained in Mount Sinai for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord," right? So this is what was going to be done every day. Every day, this measurement and this sacrifice, morning and evening, was done amongst Israel back then. Verse 7, "And the drink offering thereof shall be the 4th part of an hin for 1 lamb, and the holy place shalt thou cause the strong wine to be poured unto the Lord for a drink offering. And the other lamb shalt thou offer at even as the meat offering of the morning, and as the drink offering thereof, thou shalt offer it a sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord." Right? So this is on the normal days, right? Just like a regular Sunday, a regular Monday, a regular Tuesday, a regular Wednesday, a regular Thursday. This was being done every day, right? Every day. So the children of Israel would bring the sacrifices. The priests, the princes of Israel would bring the sacrifices to the priest in order for them to offer it up for the Most High. That would come every day.
Yeah, so like in verse 7, so we have a drink offering, like what you said in Ecclesiastes 50:12-17. We do. We're not offering in the lamb, we're offering drink offering.
Right. So what are you saying?
No, but I'm just saying, we do that.
Right.
We do that drink offering.
Right.
We don't sacrifice with us.
Right.
You see that in the Bible? When we do it. Yeah, I want to hear that one.
No, but, like now when you do the service, we do that.
Right. But in this context, what we're reading here, the sacrifice, the meat offering, the drink offering, all of that was done morning and evening every day. We don't do that every day, right? We didn't get to the Sabbath yet. The Sabbath is different. The Sabbath is coming. But this is, like I said, every regular day, this was done by the children of Israel. So when you look at 2 lambs being sacrificed every day, and it had to be of the first year, Israel would have to have had a lot of cattle or a lot of herd to make sure that they were fed and that the priest can do the sacrifices. So that's why when you read in the Apocrypha, the first chapter, First Esdras, the first chapter in the 7th verse.
Oh yeah, I got it. 30,000.
So this is First Esdras chapter 1 verse 7. It says, "And unto the people that was found there, Josiah gave 30,000 lambs and kids and 3,000 calves. These things were given of the king's allowance according as he promised to the people, to the priests, and to the Levites. And Hilkiah and Zacharias and Salus, the governors of the temple, gave to the priests for the Passover 2,600 sheep and 300 calves. And Joconias and Samias and Nathaniel his brother and Asabias and Ochiel and Joram, captains over thousands, gave to the Levites for the Passover 5,000 sheep and 700 calves, right? So that's just these few men, prestigious men, have ranking men. They went out of their own sheepfold or herd and donated all of this for the purpose of the Passover, right? So there could be a glorious Passover. And as you read, this is one of the most glorious Passovers ever, right? But it shows that it was something that Israel, because that was one of our professions. We were husbandmen and we're shepherds, right? That was one of the biggest things as professions that we had. Sure, we did other things, but Israel as a whole were known to be shepherds and were known to be husbandmen. That's why when you read throughout the Bible, a lot of the parables, a lot of the storylines conform to what? Someone dealing with shepherds or being a husbandman, right? And now we can relate to it. It's like somebody who's never been in a profession and you trying to make me understand something that's really not according to what I do. Like I'm not into pharmaceuticals, so you're gonna try to relate pharmaceuticals. Nah, that's not what I do. Give me something that I can relate to, right? So that's why you see a lot of that in the Gospels. You see a lot of it in the Old Testament when the Most High was related, because that was our profession. But again, just to point out that we had a lot of cattle. The Most High said that he was going to give us a land that floweth with what? Milk and honey, to be plenteous for us. It's just not as literal milk and honey, but it was just a way of saying that we was going to eat the fat of the land. We was going to have a lot of things in that area, in our land. The Most High was going to make it plenteous for us, right? Remember when Jacob was leaving from Laban, the Most High blessed him where he left with a whole lot of cattle, right? So when the Most High wants to bless you, he can put the spirit in the animals for even them to procreate and bring forth a lot of kids or a lot of calves so they can have a plenteous herd, right? So the Lord now says, in here, it wasn't going to be that we was going to run out. A lamb in the morning, a lamb in the evening, and then to go along with the drink offering and meat offerings, that was done every day.
That was every day.
Come on.
That's when in Genesis 26 and 20, it says, and the herdsmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac, herdsman, saying, the water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. So as herdsmen, we have, cattle, and we want to feed our flocks.
Right.
Things like that. Like we said, we had a lot of cattle where we were close to the source of food.
Right.
That particular time.
It's a car.
No, I was asking when we finished with the
Oh yeah, come. Yeah.
Since you, right down the street right here.
It's a meat market.
Right, man, please. Me and my buddy up the street, right? I said, I'm gonna get some lamb. Went in there, and I started, you hear the kids right here? You gotta go in there. That's when down Georgia. I said, there's some animals in here. The dude said, yeah, in the back. I walked in the back, you walk in the back. They got chickens, or everything. But when I went back there, they had calves this big, about 9 big cows came in here. They had little, man, please, you can film this. Right there. Look here. See the church at?
Yeah, I remember we was going, it was one year we was going to look, we was thinking about, we was thinking about getting lamb from here.
Right here. They cut it up for you and everything. They fill it for you. You run up right there on site. And look here, you can't keep the fur on. I think they keep that.
Yeah.
When I go get me some meat, go right in there, bro. They got it in there live. When I seen these 3 big cows, look at you want to know little these here. This sucker butt was there, his head was up there. I said, good job. I backed up, but they got it blocked off.
Chickens.
No, I
yeah.
need to bring that up, but we're gonna be talking about this.
Yeah, no, I remember we was going to go and get lamb from there one year down local.
about $250 for one about this big. It's
Yeah.
how big he is.
Yeah.
And they wear him everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I said, when I get out of this situation,
Yeah.
you go to the game when you need a deep freezer though.
You can't use the food stamps?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
you use it.
Yup.
Man, oh
I
man.
mean, mess up the class.
No. That was good. That was cool.
They got it. I see a black cow, 3 of them. And then they was gray, then not gray, they was white with patches. You know how cows look.
Is that kosher?
Right. Yeah, all this is real meat here. And they got the chicken eggs. Well, I don't know, you had to teach me that. They got the eggs for 2 dozen and a half, $8.
Are they Muslims?
Yeah. Well, they in that category. I don't know about all that. There ain't no Koreans here. These are like Arabs and Muslims. Because all the women who were standing there, they was all Muslim. I looked at them, I said, nobody put my man behind the counter. And I said, animals there? He said, yeah, there's a black brother work there because he dipped the chicken in the hot water to get the feathers off.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's live. But anyway.
That's how you clean the chicken.
Yeah, that's how they clean chickens in the big fingers. And at home and down the road, my grandpa had a chicken coop. About 30 of them. One rooster, they got roosters in there too. The big tall red head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a good place. Food stand, go right in there live. But you gonna spend some money in there.
Yeah.
Ain't no $20. You talking about like $65, $70.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you buy.
Okay, well say 50. You ain't gonna buy nothing for $20. You buy it for $4. A little piece of meat about this, like a hamburger.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I was just in there. I was gonna get something. $35. Okay, look, let's get out of here.
At least a couple pounds.
Yeah, you get it, but it's good though. Right there.
Y'all can.
Yeah, I just want to read Leviticus 2:13. It should apply.
Leviticus.
Leviticus 2:13.
Yeah, what's that word? Blah, thank you.
Oh, man, do it.
Leviticus 2:13.
Oh, I got to highlight. It must be good. Yeah. Not being smart, it was like a
And every oblation of thy meat offering shall thou season with salt. Neither shall thou suffer the salt of the covenant of thy God to be lacking from thy meat offering. With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt.
Right. So anything that was offered to the Most High, that's what oblation is. Once you offer something to the Most High, it has to have salt in it. 2:13.
It doesn't have to have salt.
It has to. It has to.
No, that salt in there is good. That's all they got in there. Kosher. Now, there you go. Yeah, because he eats it. And God bless my mother. He said, you can eat that salt there, not with the little white girl in the umbrella, Morton.
I ain't know.
All that. Yeah, okay.
So back in Numbers 28, we're at the 9th verse now. It says, and on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs of the first year without spot and 2/10 deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continued drink offering, right? So beside what we was normally doing, the Sabbath day came, and then you had to offer this for the Sabbath day.
That's every Sabbath.
Every Sabbath day.
That's Sabbath.
Right.
So verse 4, it says 1 lamb in the morning, 1 in the evening.
That's the regular.
And how much that time?
That's
14
continue, right? And then the Sabbath day, 2 lambs extra.
Yep.
a week.
That's why I said beside the continual.
When they cook that stuff, they just burned it to a crisp, so they ate that.
Some when you read in Leviticus, I think read from 1 to like 6. Like the wave offering, the heave offerings were eaten by the priests.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, certain offerings and certain portions of the offering was eaten by the priests. Read Leviticus 1 to like 5. It goes into all the offering chapters.
Okay.
Right.
Leviticus 1 to 5.
Read Leviticus 1 to 5.
Priests eat good.
Yeah. Because remember the priest didn't have their own land. It was like in the suburbs within all the tribes. So it was the tribe's responsibility to bring the offerings to the priests. And the Most High had it where the priest would eat off of that, and they would also offer offerings to the Most High. Some was offered and some was eaten by the priest. This was their way of being sustained or being provided for by the priest, by the tribes.
Right. The tribe better take care of it.
Right. So by them doing a service for the Most High had the children of Israel provide that service for them. Outside of them doing the prayers and going and doing the counseling and setting up order as far as for the law, they were also given this duty to partake of the offering. But yeah, read chapters 1 through 5, I think, in Leviticus, and it'll go through the different laws and the offerings.
Can I ask one question?
Okay.
It says Leviticus 22 and 12.
We must not fall in one of those few days right here in Georgia. I'm gonna ask him. That's
No,
good.
just-
Ain't
just
no wrong
ask
with
the
that.
question.
No problem. That's good. By the last time with a phone like that, I didn't get that on my phone.
It says, if the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy things.
Okay.
Break that down.
Oh, go ahead.
That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, so what are you talking about? A stranger?
Yes, stranger.
Right. Remember, a stranger is not always talking about the heathen. You can be, if you're not of the tribes, then if you're not of that tribe to perform those duties, because remember, this is the daughter of a priest, right? So in order to be married, you had to come from that Levitical priesthood. If she marries one of the other tribes, then she can't partake in that. It's not talking about her marrying a heathen. This is her marrying one of the other tribes, right? So now, if I put it in that same fashion, when we read last chapter about the daughters of Zelophehad, right? And now they have no sons, no brothers, and now they get the inheritance. So now they're commanded to marry those from the tribe of Manasseh. If they marry anyone else from the tribe of Manasseh, they are strangers, because they're supposed to only marry one of the tribe of Manasseh. If they marry a Judite, now they're strangers to that inheritance, and they're going to occupy that inheritance. They're going to take that inheritance. It's really not for them. It's for Manasseh. So they're really like a stranger to that lot. That's why when you look in Judges or Joshua, when the Most High starts giving out the lots, Ephraim's here, Judah's here, Gad and Manasseh's over here. Right. That's their land. That's their inheritance. So if you go to try to take theirs, they're going to look at you like a stranger. What are you doing here? This ain't your lot. You're a foreigner here, right? You're a foreigner. We all are the nation, but according to this, right, according to you taking this, you're a stranger, right? So now as it pertains to the daughters of a priest, if she go and marry one of the other tribes, then she cannot partake of the holy thing, because now she's unto that man. When a woman marries a man, now she's under him. She's not under her father no more, right? She now goes to that man. That man can't partake of this. She's joined one with him. So that's why it says once that woman marries someone else of the other tribes, she can't now partake of that no more. But now if she married a priest, she's under him, and he's a priest. So then she's in his household, she can partake and eat of the holy things.
That's a privilege right there.
Yeah.
I said, wow. And most of the time, I would think she wouldn't want to go and marry a stranger.
So is it a curse right now?
Now go to read verse 13.
Where you at?
That where he was talking about.
Oh, he in Leviticus 22?
Yeah, Leviticus 22, verse 13. But if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced and have no child, and is returned unto her father's house as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. Right, because that is a priest. So now if she was married and got divorced or widowed, the husband died, right? Or whatever happened and they needed a divorce. And now when she's left, she come back to her father's house. Now she living in her father's house. What her father going to do? Her father going to eat, right? Her father going to eat of the holy things. Now she's with her father. She can eat of that food, right? But nobody else going to come and eat of that food. No Ephraimites coming. No Zebulites coming. No Judites coming. You have to be a Levite. You have to be of the priest. If you are not, you're like a stranger. That's how the Lord looks at it. So it's just not the real nations as strangers.
The tribes sometimes are strangers as it pertains to touching or doing anything that is holy unto the Most High, because that's only given to Levi.
Come here.
Certain part of the Levites.
Right. Yeah, not every Levi, because you got to come out of a certain lineage within Levi to do certain services. Right. If you are not of the sons of one of those Aaron's sons, you can't partake of that. You're a stranger.
Okay.
Not just because you're a Levite, you have every right to certain things. No. Right.
So Judah
Yeah.
stayed with Judah.
It's not that Judah stayed with Judah. Judah didn't have to stay with Judah, but as what we're reading here, as it pertains to his question,
Okay.
the daughter who is a Levite, who's a priest's daughter, that's living in her father's house, if she marries someone else that's not of the priesthood, she can no longer eat of the holy thing.
Okay.
Right? She can't say, well, I'm gonna be over here eating with my husband,
Right.
and he's Asher, right? A Levite woman with an Asherite husband, and then she said, well, I want to go home to my father's house and I want to eat of the holy thing. No, she cannot eat that no more.
Okay.
You can't go there no more.
No, it's not like she can't visit, but she cannot eat of the holy thing because she's not under her father no more. She's under that man and his household.
Right.
Right? If she dies or he's with her, whatever, she's no longer joined to him. She's free. Now she comes back to her father. The Lord says, okay, that's allowed. But nobody else, no stranger. His family was like, hey, you know, we coming over to visit and everything. No, but you're not eating of the holy thing. That's why it says no stranger shall eat thereof. People look at that word stranger and just assume it or attribute it to be the nations. We wasn't dealing with the nations wasn't coming around us like that to say that they're coming into the priest's house. No, that wasn't happening.
The temple guard.
Yeah, that wasn't happening like that. So let's go back to Numbers. What was that? 28 and what do we?
9, 10.
Yeah, 9 and 10. Come, I'm gonna read 9 and 9 again. And on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. Verse 11. And in the beginnings of your months, what does it talk about? It says, in the beginnings of your months. Huh?
New moon.
There you go, the new moon.
All right.
There you go. And in the beginnings of your months, ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord, 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot, and 3 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil for 1 bullock, and 2 tenth deals of flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil for 1 ram, and a 7/10 deal of flour mingled with oil for a meat offering unto 1 lamb, for a burnt offering of a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. So now when we go into these several tenth deals, 2 tenth deals, 3 tenth deals, those are specific measurements that priest had to go and make sure it was according to that. You just couldn't mix what you wanted and be like, well, he said he wanted some wine, he wanted some flour, some oil in there. All right, we'll put it all together. No, you had to go and make sure you had the accurate measurement of for the offering to make on that day, right? Because we started off with the Most High saying, if you bring an oblate, if you bring an offering, this is the offering that I want.
Right.
Right? It's like if it's your birthday and you say, this is what I want on my birthday. Right? I want an ice cream cake on my birthday. Right? 12 by 18 measurement. 3 layers. Strawberry chocolate. Right? That's what I want. And you come with a cake 14 by 17-inch measurement, 1 layer of custard. I'm gonna cut into it and be like, what the heck is this? This is not what I asked for. I don't want that.
Take it back.
Take it back. Right?
Now you walk out of his door.
Somebody can read 1 scripture.
Come on.
Malachi 1 and 8.
All right. All right.
And if ye offer the blind for
Nah.
sacrifice,
Right. Yeah.
Let him read. Okay. All right.
Malachi 1 and 8.
Write it down. I'm gonna get that on my phone.
is 4 Matthew. Malachi 1:8. And if he offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if he offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee, or accept thy person, said the Lord of hosts? So, like when he read that, like the Quran read, but the Most High said, without spot or blemish. So we just can't just bring up an offering, a blind or a sick animal to offer to the Most High.
Right.
Most High is not going to accept it.
Right. You got to have the best. I mean, it's different from, you know, sometimes we look at each other as peers, or you may look at someone beneath you. You'll probably go on the short end of the stick when you're bringing a gift or you're giving an offering to somebody saying, hey, I want this. You won't give the best of the best.
Right.
It's like, all right, you know, we're going to go and give to the poor. Right. So he's like, all right, I'm going to go look at my closet and take take some of the things out that I probably don't use or I could probably want to give. And you want to go and give just like the old dingy stuff, like the stuff that ain't good, instead of giving something that you would wear that's of value. Then it would mean more. It's like if I went and took a shirt that, you know, I'm looking at somebody and I got two of them. He don't have none. He has need. And I'm like, but I just got these two sweaters. Right. But he need a sweater. And you're like, nah, I ain't got a sweater because I don't want to give those two sweaters up. No, give them if like the scriptures say, love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? So if you would say, hey, if I'm wearing this, then I would want my brother to wear this. So I would just give him that sweater. It's something that I would wear on my back, not something that's a throwaway, right? So the offerings, the Most High has it that he wants these offerings to be of this year's without blemish, this measurement. And you say, listen, I'm gonna go all out for the Most High. I'm gonna make sure I get the best wine and put that in his put that on an offering. I'm gonna make sure I get the best flour, I get the best of this, and give that for an offering to the Lord. So now when you look at what Christ said, if you done it to the least of them, you done it unto me. Right? So I'm pretty sure if Christ came and said, I need some shoes or I need some boots, you probably wouldn't even go in your closet. You're like, man, I'm about to go to the store and buy some boots for your house. I need some boots. I'm gonna get the best boots. Right? I wouldn't probably even buy a $300 pair, but I'm gonna get some for your house shot. He's gonna be well pleased with a $300 pair because I went all out. Right? So that's kind of that same vein of what we would offer up for each other or do for each other in the spirit of Yahweh Shah and the Most High. Right? So now let's go back. We have verse 14.
You're on 12.
I'm on 12?
No, you passed it.
No, I passed 12.
The new moon is the first of the month.
Yeah, I think I'm on 14, right? Come.
14.
It says, and their drink offering shall be half an hin of wine unto a bullock, and the third part of an hin unto a ram, and a fourth part of an hin unto a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year. So every new moon, like Zakar brought out, this is not what we're doing on the new moon, but back in history, back in our ancestry, this is what was done by the priests. Within the Levitical priesthood, this is what they were offering every new moon, right? Verse 15, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering unto the Lord shall be offered, beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. So on that day, what was added was a sin offering, right? So when you go into Leviticus, the first to the third or fourth chapter, I can't remember which chapter it is, it goes into what the sin offering is.
Right.
So on the new moon, you did this, and then you also offered a sin offering, right?
So we would just, bring the lamb and bring it to the priesthood door of the tabernacle or something like that. Bring it and they take it from us.
Right. Right. Go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel.
After lamentation. What name? Bless. Just over 14.
Give me 1 second.
Ezekiel what?
Give me 1 second. I want Ezekiel.
Okay.
The 45th chapter.
Right.
45th. And 16th verse.
All right.
45th chapter, 16th verse.
Right.
What you say you want me to read for you? Oh.
You can read it as long as you read it loud. Ezekiel 45:16.
You ready, Con? Okay. Ezekiel 45:16. All the peoples of the land shall give.
He has to read louder.
Gotta read louder.
He's got a strong voice.
She said she knows she's heard your loud voice before, bro. She said, don't be quiet now.
Stand up and read. No, that's them. All the people of the land shall give oblation.
45:16. 16.
All right. Ezekiel 45:16. All the people of the land shall give this oblation for the prince in Israel.
Keep reading.
And it shall be the prince part to give burnt offerings and meat offerings and drink offerings in the feast, and the new moon, and in the Sabbath, and all Sodomites of the house of Israel shall prepare the sin.
Wait, did you say sodomites? Sodomites. Solemnities.
Ooh, I was trying to figure out.
I wasn't even looking at. I was listening to him. I heard sodomites. I was like, wait, sodomites is coming. Solemnities.
All right. What is that? While we have it?
It's like it's almost like how we look at a holy day, but like a solemn assembly, meaning like we come together for a specific event. We come together like for a day of Simon. We come together for, not like high holy days, but days that we've made holy or we've honored to certain people or for certain events.
So say that word again.
Solemnities.
And also solemnities of the house of Israel, he shall prepare the sin offering and the meat offering, and the burnt offering and the peace offering to make reconciliation for the house of Israel.
Right. So now it's the prince that now has to play this role of making sure the sacrifices are being made ready for the priest on these days. Right. Okay. So now when we go to chapter 46, because we usually read this through the new moon, chapter 46:1. So the next chapter, first verse.
Okay. Thus says the Lord God. You got it? Thus says the Lord God. The gates of the inner court that looketh towards the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath it shall be open. And in the day of the new moon it shall be open. And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priest shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offering, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. Right.
So when it says prince, like we mentioned that last chapter, a prince is not talking about a Judite's king's son, right? Because Judah is the ones who are the kings. It's not pertaining to a person who is a high authority son, like he's a king or whatever. This is just dealing with famous or renowned persons within Israel. That person has the right or the duty to go and get the offerings to present before the priest so he can go and offer them before the Most High, right? So like when we read during the Day of Atonement, it said that you had to go find a fit man to take the scapegoat out into the outside of the camp. Right. That fit person wasn't talking about someone who's been working out. It was just talking about someone who's righteous or who has the knowledge of what to do with that scapegoat, who has wisdom in his mind to take and do righteously with the scapegoat. Right. So this prince is a renowned, famous, respected, honorable person that now has to go and be the conduit to make sure that the priests have the offerings given to them or provided for them so that they can do the offerings day by day on the new moons, on the Sabbaths, or even on the holy days, right? So the Most High has a system, and he has certain people and places in order so that these things can be done, right? So now let's go back to Numbers 28. It's the same thing we had, forget what verse we had. This,
Ezekiel 45, 16.
That was Ezekiel 45, 16, Ezekiel 46 and 1
This is
to 2.
This is to come, right?
What's that?
This right here is in the future.
Right. That's going to be set. That's going to be set up in the future again. All of that, everything that we read now is going to be set up again in the future. Stuff that we read here in Numbers is already spoken about in Exodus, executed here in Numbers, revisited in Deuteronomy, revisited again in Ezekiel, and then foretold of what's going to happen again in the future when Israel reestablishes the kingdom, reestablishes the temple. Right?
It's going to have all these offerings and everything as we did in the past.
Yep.
What is he saying?
He said we're going to do all these type offerings like what we did in the past. We're going to do them again in the kingdom.
Oh, okay.
So now back to Numbers 28. What did I leave off?
We down here about 16. Yeah, because 14, that was every month. That who come in? The new moon. 15.
Right. So yeah, we had 16. The water. So it says 28, 16, and in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover, a Pesach of the Lord. And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. Right. So now on the 14 days when you got the lamb, killed it in the even, kept the feast along with unleavened bread, Matazawah for 7 days. That's what we're reading about that holy day. Now with that, it says in verse 18, and in the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no manner of servile work therein. But ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Lord. 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. Right? So now this is in the law that 7 lambs without blemish shall be offered. Don't get it confused that when we read in First Esdras, what Josiah and the governors and all of them provided, when they went 3,000, 8,000, all these thousands, it wasn't that the priest was offering that as the sacrifice for the Passover. That's what was just provided for the overall Passover, right? But this here, according to the law, they wouldn't say, well, I want to offer up 9,000 or 7,000 or 5 or 9. It said 7 according to the law, right? It says, and their meat offerings, verse 20, shall be a fine flour mingled with oil. 3 tenth deals shall ye offer for a bullock, and 2 tenth deal for a ram. Right. A several tenth deal shall thou offer for every lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 goat for a sin offering to make an atonement for you. Right? So now this is what was done on the Passover, right? All these different animals that was going to be burnt or offered up, and then the different meat and drink offerings associated with it. And then also you had to do a sin offering. Now, when we was doing the daily offerings, it wasn't a daily sin offering. It was the 1 in the morning and 1 in the night. Then we got to the Sabbath. Then you added 2 more lambs on top of that for the Sabbath. Then you got into the new moon. Then the new moon said you're going to offer up a sin offering. Now we're here at the Pesach. We're going to do all those and then also offer up a sin offering, right? So we had to be very particular about it. We couldn't just say, well, I think Israel been doing a lot of sinning. We're going to offer up a sin offering every day too. No, right? It was only according to how the Most High provided it in the statute.
Excuse me. They didn't eat that lamb, did they?
No.
Sin offering?
No.
Okay. Hey, bro, you listening? There's a whole lot of food there every day. Every day.
All right. So give me 1 second here.
Get McDonald's. Whew, that's a lot of food, bro. We talking every day.
So now we have verse
20.
No, 22. I read 22.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Yeah, because I'm about the sin offering. So now verse 23. You shall offer these beside the burnt offerings in the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering, right? So again, it's besides the normal daily offering. This was attached to that, right?
Oh, so they did the regular
and exactly.
Yeah, that's like 4 of them that day, right? Was there about 4 of them that day?
Four of them. What do you mean 4 of?
Okay. Read 23 again.
Ye shall offer these beside the burnt offering in the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering. So the normal continual offering, the day-to-day one, right? That's beside what we just read. Okay. So we would do that, yeah, and then they would now do another one for the holy day.
Okay.
Right? Verse 24, after this manner shall ye offer daily throughout the 7 days the meat offering of the sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. It shall be offered beside the continual burnt offering and its drink offering. And on the 7th day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. You shall do no servile work. So for the 7 days for this week, that's what the Most High wanted to be offered up, right? And then on the 7th day, now we have a holy convocation, no work be done. And now it constituted what the full 7 days offerings were done by the priests from the first to the last day, right? Now, verse 26, also in the day of the first fruits. So now we've gone from the Passover to the first fruits, Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, right? When ye bring a new meat offering unto the Lord after your weeks be out, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, right? So now here, when we read before, it used to be a discussion in the past, and I know some brothers looked at it, where on the first fruits, when we determined when the harvest was come in, and we went and took the offering before the Lord and waved it before the Lord, and then we counted 7 Sabbaths. Some used to think that on that day when you waved the offering before the Most High, that was a holy day, right? But it never said that in Leviticus 23. And as we're reading here, it says also in the day of the first fruits, when you bring a new meat offering unto the Lord, after your weeks be out, right? So after those 7 weeks, you shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. So that's when the holy convocation began, right? After the weeks be out, after the 7th day, 7 weeks. Right. But ye shall offer the burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Lord, 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year, and their meat offering of flour mingled with oil, 3 tenth deals unto 1 bullock, 2 tenth deal unto 1 ram, a several tenth deal unto 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats to make an atonement for you. Ye shall offer them beside the continual burnt offering and his meat offering. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their drink offering. So it's putting in quotes, but it's something that we already knew. They had to be without spot. But it's a reminder. The Lord knows that sometimes we're hard-headed, we're stiff-necked, right? We think we know a little bit more. We think we're trying to go above and beyond what the Most High wants. So he has to have it reminded over and over and over, even the small details. Remember, I don't want to see no nook or cranny, because sometimes what you may be privy to do is have oversight, meaning you're not careful, right? You just take it for granted. You look at it, you just do a quick look and glance, like, all right, this thing is fine. But you didn't notice on the back hind foot, he got a doggone whole piece missing over there. You just look at the top, his head is good. Man, he got a nice coat on him. I don't see nothing here, but you didn't look all around, right? You got to be careful in looking at every small minor detail as it pertains to this, right? That you don't misstep. Y'all come on.
Yeah, when it comes to the, I'm going back here and about the Sabbath day when we offer the two lambs. That's in Matthew chapter 12 verse 5. Because they're offering this today, they're kindling fire. He says, "Oh, have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless, but they're kindling fire." So we as a regular, Israelite citizen, we can't be kindling fire, cooking, but they can cook it because the Most High required them to offer. Make these sacrifices on these days, every day, like one in the evening, one in the morning, one in the evening. On the Sabbath, you have to offer two.
Okay.
They can offer, but we can't offer. I want to reiterate that.
All right. So that concludes today's Sabbath service lesson. Next week we'll be in the New Testament, the book of Luke, chapters 10 and 11. The day assignment is coming up. I don't have the list in front of me. Let's get the exact day, but I'm estimating it's somewhere around the 23rd or the 24th. Wait, let me see. I think it's May 23rd sundown, but May 23rd or May 24th sundown, but I have to confirm it, but it's around that time for the day assignment.
When that's going to be here?
Yeah, Con.
24.
May. Second month, 23rd day. No, and according to the law, when you read it in First Maccabees 13, says the second month and the 23rd day.
Yeah, we didn't make the day 11, right? I still got mine. You still got yours? Yeah, 2009. I know, but we still doing the same thing though. Obviously.
Yeah, so it should be around either the 27th. Well,
Count from the last holiday. That's the Passover. How many days is Passover? How many days is supposed to be?
Yeah, then tell us the day.
April 19th.
Tell us the day.
I don't know what the last Passover is.
Hey, wow. Oh, I'm about to tell you April 19th.
You're going to be on the spot, right?
I know y'all friend. I know y'all know with each other.
But
you're
saying it, so
It's like, you're throwing on the
Ah!
you should be able to edify us.
Oh, she's coming back?
Yeah, he told Joe. I knew he told Shemai.
What?
Shemai said
She
he told
coming over. Coming to see him.
Oh yeah, when?
Another week or two.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and answer for
In a month.
In a month? In June? 4 whole month?
She's gonna stay the rest of the summer. She'll be able to.
Oh, that's wild.
Right. Bring her here every day.
That's right.
We're
That's
making no
wild.
shit over here.
All right, so we're gonna
23rd.
no, I didn't say that. We're gonna confirm it. I said it's the we're gonna confirm it.
You look forward to seeing your sister.
But before we close out, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Shah for today's Sabbath service lesson, for the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding that was brought forth. I want to say happy remaining Sabbath to those that listened in, watched online, and for the rest of us who are still here in the school. Most High watch over us for the remaining week. Stay in the spirit, stay strong, and we'll see or hear each other during the upcoming classes next week. All right, stay tuned for the closing prayers.
You ain't nobody getting it but y'all too. I know he's trying to edify you. In words, he's trying to edify you.
You want to see how bad I'm really good. Yeah, she's ready for you next week.
I ain't gonna get me. So tell us what thing it is. No, we'll be here. Trying to get it what big girl. Big girl.
Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Asherah, Nathalanawa, Par Yahagabin, Thawara Amun, La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Ath, Yasha Allah. English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that gives us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it, to Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, with Israel. A Bible upon you on Jerusalem, stand and face Jerusalem. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Shammai, Lanawa, Aitha, Yum Yun, Aitha, Shalat, Maika Allah, Waha Allahayim, Tazwadakim, La, Shemar Isle, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Wahakazayat, Bunya, Yasha Allah, Washalat, Lanawa, Rabium, Takama, Rabium, Da'aith, Rabium, Bayana, Rabium, Sabalangma, Rabium, Amawan, Rabium, Aqua, Rabium, Ahabium, Rabium, Agana, Rakhanaya, Wasalat, Ko, Kata Ayamnawa, Laha Akim, Wa Akiba, Wayasha Allah, Tham Yad, Wailam, Bahasham, Yahawashai, Thawada, Amun. English translation. Most High, in the name of Christ, pleases to us now, right now. Send Michael and the righteous powers or angels to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel. And send to us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much brotherhood, much love, much spiritual protection, and forgive all our sins. For the brothers and sisters in Israel, always and forever, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Four corners prayer. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Nawa, Wayasha Allah, Wabatya Saparium, Shema, Yasharella, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh. English translation. Most High, in the name of Christ, bless us in Israel in the house of books. Deuteronomy 6:6-4, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one power. That we say Shalom and Shar Shabbat, or peace to all Israel and happy Sabbath.
Shalom.
Shalom.